Shalom, Ka'Allah, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings. Salutations to the hopefully elect Tabernacle of David, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, keeping the faith and diligence of our Lord Yahweh Shai, lifting up the standard of our Lord Yahweh Shai wherever you may be in the earth, occupying in the prophecies until we are delivered. So it's the brother Azariah back with some things in the news prophetically I want to touch on briefly. So we'll get right into it. This here from USA Today. Reports came out yesterday that 2.9 billion records, including social security numbers, stolen in data hack. All right. And this is nothing new because the government sells off citizens, private information all the time. Anytime that you download an app, they have access to your information. All right, whether it be your, these different banking apps, like Zelle and Cash App and, different things like that. They all have your information. They have your banking account. They have your routing number. They have the name of the bank, the account holder, all those things, especially when you ship things. What do you have to do? You have to put in your address, all right, as well as your, date of birth and things like that. So these things are already out there floating around on the dark web already. These companies that use your information sell them all the time. Well, now they're saying that pretty much all Americans, all right, have had their social security numbers breached. And people really don't seem to care. People really don't seem to be in a big uproar about this, more than likely because of everything else that's going on. It's like, with this, it's like, how much worse can it get? But this is a springboard to what we already know what the elites want to do, which is to, cause confusion, to cause a crash of this current monetary system. All right. And this is eventually leading to UBI, because what's going to happen with this is they're going to say, well, damn, hackers came in and they've pretty much hacked all Americans. Right. So now all Americans are at risk. They're vulnerable of being taken advantage of. Now your bank account is at risk of being cleared out. Now you'll have credit cards open in your name. You see what I'm saying? And also, we have to keep in mind that all these migrants that came over here, they getting free money from the government. So who knows, man? Like maybe, this could be a situation where, they've hacked, Americans, Social Security and bank accounts and things like that to give that information to the migrants so they can set themselves up. We don't know, but that's just, plausibility at this point, but it's not that far-fetched, all right? Because Esau, he wants a civil war, he wants uprisings, he wants people to be in a very contentious spirit, you see? So the fact that this is happening right before the election season, amongst other things, is very suspicious, but at the end of the day, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, the wiles of the devil. So reading in this article, an enormous amount of social security numbers and other sensitive information for millions of people could be in the hands of a hacking group after a data breach. In this data breach, it's a so-called data breach done by a hacking group, but we really know that Esau deliberately done this, all right? Because for all this time, you got cybersecurity professionals working around the clock. You got people that have private apps to store their data. Then they'll tell you that your information is encrypted so nobody can hack. So if that's the case, then how are people just able to go in and hack past these very elaborate and well put together security systems? Well, that would only be possible if this was deliberately done, which we know that's how this devil gets down. A data breach in May have been released on an online marketplace, the Los Angeles Times reported this week. The hacking group US DoD claimed it had allegedly stolen personal records of 2.9 billion people from national public data. And this is the largest data breach that's ever happened in the history of America. So what are the odds, once again, that this is happening in an election season? All right, things are just going crazy right now, and every day it's just something new. You see, yesterday it was the Mpox, and this, what I'm saying, war is ramping up. You know what I mean? People are catching unknown diseases all of a sudden. So this devil Esau, but really Yahweh Bashmiel Shai is bringing is working, man. Like the Lord is bringing things to pass in this earth that people ain't never seen before, and really they ain't ready for. Yes, it's national public data according to a class action lawsuit filed in U.S. District Court in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, reported by Bloomberg Law. The breach was believed to have happened in or around April 2024, according to the lawsuit. So this happened months ago, all right, but the reports are just coming out now. So if this happened back in April, who knows who has this information now, you see? So yeah, this right here is really significant. Let's see here. What information is included in the data breach? According to a post from a cybersecurity expert on X, formerly Twitter, U.S. DoD claims to be selling the 2.9 billion records for citizens of the U.S., U.K., and Canada on the dark web for $3.5 million. Since the information was posted for sale in April, others have released different copies of the data, according to the cybersecurity and technology news site Bleeping Computer. A hacker known as Fennis leaked the most complete version of the data for free on a forum in August. All right, so what just happened yesterday was that this information was released for free. So pretty much whoever wants to get this information to use it for whatever purpose, they now have access to it. See? So this thing is about to get critical, man. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't be surprised, but this is me speaking as a man. If they use this situation to, clear out Americans' bank accounts, to shut down the banks and just crash this whole society, all right? It seems like that's what they're moving towards, you know what I'm saying? Because Esau, we know that he's rapidly moving towards eliminating this current monetary system and setting up that digital ID, MOTB system, you know what I'm saying? So these things right here are a catalyst to jump that off, you see what I'm saying? But don't be surprised if you wake up one morning and they tell you that the banks are out, or you try to withdraw money and you can't do it because they claim, the banks have been hacked. And I mean, look, this already happened in Cuba. It just happened in Iran the other day. Their central bank underwent a cyber attack. Australia, this has been going on, for about a year plus now. You see what I'm saying? So this thing has already happened in multiple parts of the earth. But here in America, this thing is coming. All right. It is coming to punish these Babylonians who live carelessly. All right. You know what I'm saying? So there's about to be a big wake up call here in Babylon the Great, man. You see? So I want to go here to this video as well, because this ties in, because they're also now they're talking about ending unemployment benefits due to the job market crash. So we know right now many employers are closing up shop. They're cutting hours, and it's very hard, to find consistent work nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Unless you want to work at McDonald's or, something that really can't pay the bills, those things are open. But as far as, good paying jobs with benefits and stuff like that, that's kind of far and few that's kind of far and few in between now. You see what I'm saying? So these unemployment benefits that people have been enjoying, especially since this whole pandemic kicked off, back in 2020, people was eating good. They was getting stimulus. They was getting paid more from unemployment than they was from working their actual jobs. So things were comfortable back then. But see, what's happened now is due to all that stimulus, all that government spending that was done, back in 2020, it's now coming back to bite these Babylonians in their behind. All right, because all this money that's been pumped into the economy is oversaturated the market, if you will. So now there's too many dollars in circulation and there's not enough demand because these other nations, they're also dumping the dollar. This is what we saw happen. What was that, last week, when Japan dropped like $1 trillion in U.S. assets and many other nations. Now there's less of a demand for the U.S. dollar. So this is why you're seeing inflation happen the way it is. All right. But they about to end these benefits, especially now because the war, is raging in the so-called Middle East. You know what I'm saying? All that SNAP and WIC and unemployment, they about to cut all that. Esau about to cut you Babylonians off. They about to cut off Social Security. You see what I'm saying? On top of that, you ain't about to have no type of work. So this devil, this is that great wrath that he's coming down with. And these Babylonians, they already feeling the squeeze, but the squeeze is about to get even tighter in the times that we coming into, man. This is the time of Jacob's trouble, great tribulation. It ain't about to be no mercy out here. All right, so we'll go ahead and check this out. This video by John Williams, because he touches on the unemployment a little bit and also gets into the UBI and the fourth industrial revolution. Okay, which is what all this is about. The fourth industrial revolution, which is merging man with machine. This is why you're seeing AI take such a front and center stage in this great reset, because ultimately the elites, they want to, get you comfortable with the idea of being merged with technology, okay? And they've been incrementally doing it for decades now, but we're at a point now where they actually want to put, technology inside of you to merge you with machine technology, have you become like a cyborg, all right? And the final form of that is going to come in the form of the MOTB, or that rice grain, that charagma. Okay, this is where Esau is going with it. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and play this. Close out with an article with some precepts, and Lord willing, this lesson is.
They say that if it hits these numbers, it could be a big problem for unemployment. Basically, you get wiped out. Now, if you look at Canada, for example, Canada's youth unemployment rate is now at 14.2% in July. It's highest since September 2012, excluding the pandemic. Among young men, the unemployment rate jumped 1.3 percentage points in July to a whopping 16%, with a massive 5 percentage points since the start of 2024. Nearly 20% of young men in Canada are currently unemployed. Overall, Canada's economy lost 2,100 jobs last month, making the second straight monthly drop. Now, what is going to happen? Here's what I believe is going to happen. I believe there's going to be a really big push for these companies to cut their costs. And I believe there's going to be this big messaging out through media and all these different outlets that the 4-day work week is what we need. People are working way too hard, and it's not worth it. People need to be happier. And they're going to talk about a 4-day work week. And this is going to become very popular. Right now, there's already a variety of different countries already adopting 4-day work weeks, and companies already adopting 4-day work weeks. As generative AI comes out, even the CEO of JP Morgan Chase, Jamie Dimon, said that we want to get to a 3 to 4 day work week with AI, right? So as this all happens, what will likely go forward is a universal basic income. So in 2022, they came out and said 19%.
See, so this is the ultimate, this is ultimately what they want to bring it to, get people on UBI. Because see, what's happening is that they're deliberately drying up the jobs. They're deliberately drying up the work in Babylon. Okay, so much so now to where you have people, not able to just work one job and pay all the bills. Now you have people working 2-3 jobs, just to make ends meet. You see? So, of course, people are crying out for a better system. And this is what the devil does. He makes your life hard. He causes you frustration and anguish, and, he just brings sorrow to your life. That's that chaos. And then he says, hey, we can do UBI to where, you don't even have to work anymore. We'll just give you, $1,200, every 2 weeks, or whatever the case may be, $1,200, a month. But you got to take this digital ID. But, you got to sign up to get the CBDC. And eventually, you're going to have to get that charagma inserted into your brain or into your right hand. Now, dealing with the CBDC and the digital ID, you're not going off if you have a digital ID or a what did I just say? Or the CBDC, Salakia. But when it comes to you, like when this devil come and he tell you, you got to get this insertable device or else you can't buy or sell, which is outlined in Revelation the 13th chapter, that's where we draw the line, because there may be a point to where, we might have to use CBDCs for a time, but we know that the ultimate goal for this devil is to get you chipped. You see, so we know what the MOTB is. You know what I'm saying? Digital ID. Really, people already have digital IDs, man. People have digital ID cards. They just haven't mandated it to the point where this is going to be a standard in society. But these things are already set up. Like these things are already out there. All right. Just like how they're going to mandate the digital ID. Is talking about the same thing in Europe. The EU just went into it yesterday. The EU, they're starting a pilot program for digital ID starting in September. All right, and I remember some months ago, Bill Gates, he actually rolled out a digital ID in New York. You see, so this system is right before you. All right, and that vision of what is outlined in Revelation the 13th chapter is about to come forth in its full fruition. You see? So this UBI, this is just a way to get people used to depending on the system. All right. Because like I said, man, once they cut all those government subsidies, those government programs and stuff like that, the people depend on to feed their children, the Section 8 housing and all that type of stuff. This is what they're going to implement, that UBI. Okay, they're gonna put you in 15-minute cities. They're gonna impose that carbon footprint initiative. All right, to where everything is gonna be tied back to that UBI. So you're gonna get in a certain amount a month, but the way it's gonna be set up is you're only gonna be allowed to get what they want you to get. So if you speak out against the system or if you do something that they don't like, they can turn your UBI off. You see? So this is a system that is going to be ran on totalitarianism. It's basically going to be a digital dictatorship. You see? So, what I'm saying? You see here, 19% of people think universal basic income would alleviate work frustration. All right? So right now, it's 19% because people can still work. Right, but when people can't work anymore, when this whole thing is shut down, the number is going to be much, much higher. Pretty much everybody is going to be crying out for that UBI, and that's what the elites want. Let's continue.
Some people think universal basic income would alleviate work frustration, right? Well, they came out with this. This is just a couple days ago, or maybe 2 weeks ago. This was the exact date is right here, 2 weeks ago. Why Silicon Valley loves universal basic income, and what they said here is they said that meanwhile, both Elon and Twitter co-founder Jack Dorsey have also expressed their support for UBI. And the reason that they love UBI is they say UBI has long been a popular talking point for many tech giants. Much of their enthusiasm has to do with their products they are creating. If automation and artificial intelligence is set to replace jobs, UBI could be necessary in sustaining personal economic livelihood.
See that? So this guy, Elon Musk, they're trying to make it seem like he's, on the fringe and he's going against the elites, which he may hold some ideas that may be, anti-establishment to a degree. But at the end of the day, he's plugged in with the program. He's down with the program. All right. This is why him and they said the other guy, Jack Dorsey, the co-founder of Twitter, they're proponents of this UBI, okay? Because ultimately, Elon Musk, he's big into tech, and, Jack Dorsey, same thing, all right? So they set these guys up to, be proponents of this new system that they want to bring about, all right? And Elon Musk, he's tapped in, but, there's like a controlled opposition there, You know what I'm saying? To where they put these guys out before you and they say certain things and they may make certain moves that to the people may seem like, oh yeah, well he's not with the elites. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Trump. They try to put it out there like Trump, he's, anti, NWO and all this and that. Which Trump is like the same thing. Trump is a wild guy, but at the end of the day, he's still down with the NWO. Now he may not agree with everything that the elites want to do, and that's kind of why they trying to, take him out the game. Now they talking about putting him behind bars before the election. Which, hey, look, if they do that, then Kamala's pretty much guaranteed to win. You see, so civil war, civil unrest, protests are going to break out behind that. All right, so these devils know what are they doing, man. You know what I'm saying? But all these things are coming down. This UBI, this digital ID, you know what I'm saying? This Project 2025, the MOTB, man. These things are being lined up. World War III. We're at the very end, man. So everything is speaking right now. Let's continue.
These forward-thinking statements of UBI approval are spread across Silicon Valley. Yang argued that UBI payments would enable millions of Americans to meaningfully transition in time of economic transformation, including brought by AI Altman, who donated to Yang's campaign, called an obvious conclusion. So you start to look at where we're going here. Everything in society is going to change. Everything. That's what we're at right now. And I mean, look at this, for example. Instagram just announced this a few days ago. Instagram now has AI boyfriends and girlfriends. Here's what it's like chatting with them. So everything's going to be going, and some people might like this. A lot of people probably won't. Virtual reality, AI, everything's going to be going to, this new fourth industrial revolution, where a lot of jobs are going to be taken, a lot of wealth is going to be transferred, a lot of change is going to happen. And those that are really paying attention to all of these changes now will have a massive, massive advantage. Because what's really going on here? You look at the debt levels of Americans. You look at the debt levels of companies. There's just no way this is going to, be some smooth, soft landing. You got 1.14 trillion in credit card debt, 1.7 trillion in auto loans, 1.7 trillion in student loans. You have record high mortgage debt. You have consumers that simply can't afford to go through a drive-through. They view going through a drive-through as a luxury. The CEO of Kellogg says that people should be eating cereal for dinner. We have to see our customers where they are. McDonald's said that they can no longer chase customers making less than $40,000 a year. Before, going to McDonald's was you'd go there on a budget. You go there because it's cheap. This is where the world's going. It's completely changed where it was 5 years ago, and the next 5 years is going to change even more. I mean, look at this. I spent one day interacting with chatbots made with Meta's new AI studio, and I already have 6 new boyfriends and 4 new girlfriends. 2 even asked me on a date. I'm not kidding. Last week, Meta launched its AI tools, which allow you to build a digital clone of yourself or invent a character powered by Llama 3.1 AI. Meta has previously launched AI characters using the likeness of celebrities like Paris Hilton, Mr. Beast, Snoop Dogg last year, but has now abandoned these bots in favor of ones made by users. Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg told investors at the company's earnings call this week that the new AI studio is part of the company's mission to help users create their own AIs. Now, my belief is that money right now buys assets, and assets buys freedom, buys opportunity, buys flexibility. You want to
and see that money, that people have in their accounts right now, that's about to be a thing of the past. All right, people ain't about to be working with dollars no more. People about to be working with CBDCs, that central bank, currency. All right, so the world as you know it, up until this point is about to change. It already has changed, man. Back in late 2019, 2020. All right, that was when this Great Reset agenda was implemented. You know what I'm saying? So from 2020 to now, going forward, things have only gotten worse. And we're at the point now where the plans of the elites are about to be realized ultimately because Yahweh Shem Shai wants them to be realized because we're at the end of this thing. All right, so these devils are going out. The society and the proud people, all the haughtiness is about to be made low. All right, these Babylonians are about to be humbled, man. Mainly these Edomites. All right, because they the ones that's been living high on the hog, and they've been having their enjoying the spoils of their kingdom, for all this time. See, but now the Most High, the Most High is about to dead all of that. All right, and it's about to be a lot of crashing out. It's about to be a lot of weeping. You know what I'm saying? It's about to be a lot of anger and uprisings going along with this as well. All right, so now we can go to let's go to Isaiah 19, and let's start at verse 14. The Lord hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. 15. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. In that day Egypt shall be like unto women, and it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts, which he shaketh over it. All right. So right now there's, pretty much no more work for Egypt, man. And people are mourning because of this, man. Like, if you just go on TikTok, you see all these women, mainly Eve, complaining about not being able to find work, not being able to make ends meet and pay the bills. You see, and this is deliberately being done by Esau, Edom, to get people to a breaking point to where they going to beg for UBI, to where they're going to beg for CBDCs if it means that they can live comfortably. All right. So the people of this world, they're about to go with the devil. They're about to choose comfort over, suffering for righteousness' sake. All right. So, that clear divide between the righteous and, those that are not of the world and those that are of the world is really about to be realized, man. You know what I'm saying? Because when that MOTB come out, you're going to see a lot of, people that in this world, consider friends and family. They're going to go in that direction, and, they're going to try to persuade you to go in that direction, man. But when you abstain from that, people are going to remove themselves from you. All right. Really, people, have already, we've removed ourselves, from people already for the most part. You know what I'm saying? But, that divide is about to be even more profound. But yeah, man, the work in Egypt is drying up, and once these benefits get dried up as well, that's going to be prime grounds for Esau to bring in his solution. All right. Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and 1. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. Yeah, so we're supposed to remember Yahweh Basham Washai in the days of our youth, all right? While what? The evil days come not. You see what I'm saying? And really only the sincere, are going to return to the Lord in a time of comfort, all right? Because you're going to have a lot of our people that are going to call on, Yahweh Basham Washai, or they're going to call on God or JC, you know what I'm saying, in a time of trouble, you know what I'm saying? But all this time, they wasn't seeking the Lord. They had, the prophets out here, trying to get you to, see the light and ultimately repent and come back while the evil days didn't come. Same thing in the days of Noah, all right? When that evil day coming, when the water started to fall from the sky, people wanted to repent then. People wanted to, get salvation then, but it was too late. That's why the scriptures also say to seek ye the Lord while he may be found. All right, which the Lord can be found right now because the doors of mercy are still open, but they closing fast, right? While the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few. The grinders represent the workers, all right, the common man that keeps this society running, all right? And right now, they are few. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have an abundance of work out here. You know what I'm saying? You even have many people now that don't desire to work because they don't really see a benefit from it. They'd rather, sit at home and collect unemployment or just take out of a, 401k. You see, so this is what you have, man. The grinders are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. You know what I'm saying? So right now, man, Babylon the Great, this place is being shut up. Like you seeing businesses close left and right because they can't, keep doing business because it's really not worth it no more. You know what I'm saying? Like the cost of doing business now, outweighs the reward. When in years past, the reward outweighed the risk, but now it's a 180 now. Now the risk outweighs the reward. All right. You also have many people selling their homes because they can't afford to maintain it. I know when I'm out and about, I'm seeing a lot of home for sale signs now. All right. Foreclosed homes, people that just gave it up, wasn't even in the house that long, maybe been in there for 1 or 2 years, and now they sold it, because the cost of everything is going up. So people are just like, man, to hell with it. Now they got to downsize, you see? And then the cost of a home, on the low end is $400,000, $500,000, which you'll never pay that off within your lifetime, man. That's why it's called mortgage, which before you could, before the pandemic, you could get a decent home for, 100, 200,000, 300,000 the max. But now the prices for these homes are double that. Okay. So, things are not looking good for Babylon the Great. Verse 5, and when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and fear shall be in the way, and the almond tree shall flourish, and the grasshopper shall be a burden, and desire shall fail. Because man goeth to his long home, and the mourners go about the streets. You see that? So mourners are about the streets, man. People are calling out for a new solution. Look at what's going on in New York. Look at what's going on in L.A., Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Like, they letting them military-aged men, those so-called migrants, have their way in these cities, man. And that's really how they want the whole of America to be. But you see the prime examples in those main cities. You see? But this is coming to a city near you. They about to turn up, and these sleeper cells about to be activated, and it's about to be chaos everywhere. All right? Mourners about to, be going about the streets, man. See? And really all of this is vanity. All right? That's why the Most High is taking this all away. Isaiah 24. Let me see what I want here. Yeah, Isaiah 24:3. The land shall be utterly emptied and utterly spoiled, for the Lord has spoken this word. The earth mourneth and fadeth away, the world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. Okay, we know haughty goes into pride, right? The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. And that goes into 2nd Ezra's the 8th chapter in the 50th verse, right, where it says that in the last days many great miseries shall befall those that dwell in the latter time, because they have walked in great pride. You see? So these great miseries, not having no money, not being able to afford a roof over your head, right, not being able to live comfortably, man. These are plagues being brought on from Yahweh Shem Shai. Because why? These people have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, right? They've changed the Most High's ordinances, man, and broken the everlasting covenant. Why? Verse 6, therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. The new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth, all the merry-hearted do sigh. The mirth of Tabris ceaseth. The noise of them that rejoice endeth. The joy of the harp ceases. So what is it saying? This is saying that the once great America, Babylon the Great, this was once the land of opportunity. This was once the land where all nations desired to come to have the, so-called American dreams, to live it up, get a lot of money, set your children up here, raise a family. That's what America once was. But now, what? The new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth, all the merry-hearted do sigh. So all those that used to have it good in America, from, the top businessmen down to, the average civilian, now everyone is mourning now, right? because the Most High has smitten this place with a grievous sore that can't be healed, pursuant to Jeremiah the 51st chapter. All right, about the 8th verse, right, reading down. Verse 10, the city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up, that no man may come in. So yeah, the city of confusion is what? Babylon, the great America. This place is broken down, man. Every house is shut up. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. See? The mirth of the land is gone, man. People out here hurting. You know what I'm saying? The wickedness is at an all-time high. You know, like you don't know who to trust. Like people are just through out here, right? U.S. unemployment rate ticks up to 4.3% amid signs of a broader economic slowdown. See? So everywhere you look, it ain't looking too good, man. You know, we see that Babylon is drying up. Everything. The people are drying up, the jobs, the mirth, the music, everything is cooked, right? And it says that the U.S. unemployment rose 4.3% in July, and hiring slowed, adding to signs of a broader downturn in what has been a solid U.S. economy. And why? Because the dollar is done, all right? That petrodollar, we wasn't feeling it right away, but as time goes on, you're going to start to feel the dollar decline, man. Okay, you're gonna start to see things are gonna get a lot more expensive than they already are. All right, everything around you is going up, and it's gonna continue to go up until they finally crash it. So yeah, with that, Lord willing, this lesson has been edifying through the Rakah Kadash called Halal Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Rakah Kadash. And until next time, Lord willing, Kom Yasha Allah and Abba Ba. Shalom.